He's right at ridge height. Dude, these binoculars are made for somebody whose eyes are way too close together. Look at that. How close. What is this, like for like a little person? Little person binoculars?
Those are good seeing eyes.
Yeah, those are good seeing eyes.
Whatever that is, it's plugged up. We're gonna go neutral, and now we're gonna put it in four-wheel drive.
How's the tranny acting on this thing?
I tested it at the house and it worked like a champ.
Yeah, I think you were just like, I think you were just on that hill and it was putting a bunch of stress on your tranny.
Yep. This is the first time I've tested it since then, so we'll see.
Hope your brakes work good.
And that was the end of that cycle. We're going to El Cap. Let's go. We're going to leave from this altitude. Okay. There's a little boost. Little baby boost. Little twitchy. Ooh, that looks like a remote control airplane wing. Yep, that is. Somebody wasted a remote control airplane down there. Tony Boyer, what altitude are you at?
1800.
That's high enough. Let's go.
Might as well.
Crossing the valley. Look at Tony Boyer over there. Oh, man. Tony Boyer is lower than Joe Biden's poll numbers. That's funny. There's actually lift right here. What the heck is going on around here? Oh my gosh.
You can do it, Tony.
Oh, Tony is so low. Oh. Right now he just said on radio, he goes, I regret this. Twing. Oh my gosh, he's so low.
The whole squadron coming over.
So on my 17th birthday, I was hanging out at a friend's house, and there was about, I don't know, 5 or 6 of the, maybe more, maybe like, I'd say it was probably 8 people were over there, and we were throwing the football back and forth in the front yard, and the guys decided, hey, we should play a game in the street, and we're just gonna play two-hand touch. Everybody's just kind of running around the street, and a car pulls up while we're playing, and so we're in the middle of a play, so we didn't stop, and I actually was the one that I ended up kind of doing like a cartwheel and then falling right in the middle of the street because I lost my footing or something. And so I take my time to kind of get my stuff together, and while I'm sitting there, the car inches up closer and closer, kind of in a disrespectful way, and so we get out of the way. But you got to keep in mind, some of these kids were pretty triggered and violent kids, and so when that car did that, it was like a couple of, I don't know, maybe a couple of people in their 30s, white girl and a white guy. And so anyways, I kind of get myself up, dust myself off. Turns out one of the guys said something to them, and then the girl rolls down her window and says something smart and snarky and says, "We shouldn't have to stop in the middle of the street. Get out of the way." And, you know, some expletives and whatnot. Well, anyways, she kind of triggered one of the older kids, and a dude that was in my grade takes the football, walks over to the passenger side, and in the passenger side the dude was just being quiet, and he's just sitting there with his window rolled up. And so now, since she's sitting there, she's free to go, there's nobody blocking her. Someone throws a rock at the car, not a huge rock, but nevertheless a rock, and it tinks off the car. And then the guy who had the football in his hand, bigger guy, spikes the ball on the window right in the face of the guy that's just ignoring him. And so you can imagine that was pretty intense for a second. Well, sure enough, they kind of do something weird with the gas and then the brake, and they drive about 30 feet, and then the passenger window came down. You can hear some arguing for a second, and then he leans out of the car and puts his arm out of the window like this and unloads a whole clip at us, whatever his gun was. It was a handgun. Weirdest thing, man, you can hear the bullets before the bang. So you'd hear this zip, pop, and then it was like one after another. Pop, 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 pop. I'm like, what the heck? Everybody scattered. Everybody was diving. I was glad to dive into gravel at that moment because I was really worried that somebody was going to get shot. At the time, I didn't really understand how hard it is to hit a target, especially moving from a distance like that. So I don't think he was necessarily trying to hit any particular person. He was just shooting in our general direction. But yeah, dude, it's like a fly-in right now. Yeah, so nevertheless, we learned a lesson. Be careful who you mess with, because they might shoot at you. So intense. I'll never forget that. It was my 17th birthday. This is called passion fruit. So
Yeah, but if it's not like filled with stuff, then I'll find you a better one. Oh, should be good. So try the half. Try this half here.
Okay.
And if you like, it's sweet and sour, so not everybody likes it. I just, squeeze it out.
Are those seeds?
Yeah, you eat it.
You can eat the seed too? Do you eat the skin or you just take the
skin. Just
insides out?
How does it taste? Just too sour? Here.
That's really good.
I got a whole bunch, dude. So not everybody likes the sweet and sour, but you can actually break it in half and dig out the rest because they still got quite a bit in there.
Yeah, that's good.
The weakest.
What a trip. What do the plants look like?
Like,
It's a vine.
like this thing's
So
gonna
if
give
they
us
have
one
little
more.
flowers, and it's a vine, it'll grow on your fence.
Milking it, like,
And
like at the end,
Spring Valley, I grow them
20
just fine.
foot per minute, but it was still going up.